Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Again, this is Hennither Bianca Gant. I am super excited about today's interview. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for tuning in. You know that I help HR professionals turn their skills into profitable businesses. So today we have an outstanding pleasure of interviewing someone that I know and can I just say that I love personally, who has lots of experience in HR and can give us, just some nuggets through her story. So today we're going to be interviewing Mrs. Leda Favor. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you are extremely busy, and I just want to hop right into it if you don't mind.
Let's go. I'm ready.
So, first thing is, I want the people to know who you are. Just kind of a little something about you. Let them know who you are, maybe even how we met. Just tell the people something.
Yep. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I'm honored. You have no idea, Hennither. I'm honored to be working with you and Reggie and continuing to work with you and Reggie. So this is just the continuation of a good thing.
Awesome.
From my background, though, from an HR perspective, I went to Goucher College here in Maryland, undergrad, got my undergrad degree in psychology and economics, a double major, and then went straight to grad school for labor and industrial relations. So back in the day, that was where you really were trying to get more involved with union activities, negotiations, and there were a lot more unionized companies back then. Unions have kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside, but those skills that you learned from negotiating and collaborating and working with opposing forces still hold for today. Have been in corporate America for over 30 years, companies like Allied Signal, Siemens Corporation, Mobil Oil before it was ExxonMobil, and then had a transition to occur. After 15 years with Siemens Corporation as a global director of human resources. So I was involved with Germany and Latin America and Brazil and all those countries. They decided to do a restructuring and my position was eliminated. That was 2015, somewhere thereabouts. And so I totally caught off guard, never saw it coming. And we were, doing restructuring, but I didn't think I was going to be a part of it because I was part of the restructuring. So at that point, I went straight into full-time, got to find another job, try to get the new job before my severance benefits ran out and my COBRA ran out. And it didn't quite happen for me as quickly as I wanted it to. And so this is where networking comes in. And if I can say anything about a priority that all of our HRpreneurs need to have, it's networking. Don't leave any stone unturned anywhere. You just never know where there's an opportunity for you. And for me, so it was around 2017, 2018, I got introduced to Hennither by my friend from church, Gersha Porter. Gersha at that time, See, there we go. Gersha and I grew up in church together. Gersha was the former president of NAAA HR. So I reached out to her and I said, oh my God, where else do I go? I said, oh, you got to hook up with Hennither. You got to hook up with Hennither. She knows everybody everywhere. So, and that's what I did.
Wow.
So that's how the relationship began. And here's the fun part. So we continued to network, and then you pulled me into things that you were doing. And these were things that were not necessarily all paid events, like the Federally Employed Women Regional Training Program with Patrice Jones Washington. If you will recall, you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And you and Reggie were there putting on workshops. You engaged me as a coach, for the professional coaches. And so I drove over to DC, for that Saturday.
I love that.
But, these are the things you never know what's going to continue to build. Mm-hmm. And then, becoming a member of your career image team, continuing to support you with DISC assessment, behavioral assessment tools. And the rest is history.
Wow. I'm telling you, just really brought back some. I mean, there's some people that come into your lives and you're like, oh, they're just an associate, you know. But I feel like I've known you for years.
I know.
I feel like
And
I've
versus,
seen you for years, for years, for years. So, I mean, I've even forgot about some of those things, but you hit it on the nail about that networking.
yes,
Um, and it's just like, being in HR, whether you are looking for a job or whether you are looking for new clients,
yeah,
the same notion applies. It's about who you know, not just what you know. What you know is very important, especially in HR, right? You can't just
absolutely,
fumble.
absolutely, absolutely,
If you don't know FMLA, you don't know FMLA, right?
exactly.
But who you know, I'm telling you, I have stories on that for days. But thank you so much for sharing that. Look at that. And we enjoy having you on the team.
Oh,
You've been extremely
absolutely.
instrumental. You know that. And I'm
Thank
hoping that
you.
we can continue to do more and collaborate more. So that's
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so let's transition a little bit because you are in a dynamic position. You mentioned that there was a transition in your life, and but what are we doing now?
Okay, well, I cannot release Creative HR Solutions LLC,
Yeah,
because that really, again, as you're still God, be still, I am God.
you see that. That's right. Yep.
That came from the whole Creative HR Solutions thought came from my church. So they knew that I had been laid off, and all of a sudden everybody needed help with their resumes and their kids' college applications. And can you just tell me a little bit about retirement? Because I don't want to tell the company yet that I'm thinking about it, but I want to talk to somebody that can still help me with transition and what do I do. And I thought, okay, this is good. I said, oh my gosh, this could be a business. So that's how Creative HR Solutions started. And I still work with our churches. I'm an active member of the AME Church, and so they've pulled me into various districts to do some speaking engagements and reach out. It's all good. Be,
I love it.
be still and know.
Yes.
So but I was blessed to finally land on something that is a full-time position.
Mhm,
So the Creative HR Solutions is taking more of a back seat, but it's not gone.
mhm.
I'm now the senior HR manager for Maryland Auto Insurance. I report to the CEO, and it's a quasi-state organization. So we follow some state guidelines, but we're very independent in how we design our policies, our procedures. I can be as creative as I want to be and go back to my strategic HR background, go back to what I did in project leadership for our corporate programs, go back to the fact that I am, and I do encourage any of our HRpreneurs, go for your certifications. I've got my PHR certification, Professional Human Resources, and my global Professional Human Resources Association certification, which I did probably the first year the global one came out because I had a global role in corporate America at that time and it made sense. And it gave
Mm,
me that leg up when I could say, oh, I've gotten certified. I'm a GPHR now and
mhm.
it looked good. But with this full-time role as the senior HR manager for Maryland Auto Insurance, we continue to evolve with what's happening in the world. So, we fell into the pandemic like everyone did. Thank goodness this is the type of work. So it's insurance. These are claims processors and adjusters. They're underwriters. Everything that can be done from home. As long as you got your computer, you got your laptop. So teleworking for us was just, we got this.
Mhm.
And we are continuing to telework, and we're pretty sure we're not rushing to get back
Yeah.
to that office at all. But we don't have to. If we were truly fully state, we may have had some other pushes to get back into the office, but we can pretty much be as flexible as we need to. So today, part of what I'm going to be jumping off after we chat is to be on a state call with all the HR directors called budget cuts. That's the only thing they said was the topic, budget cuts.
Mm.
I don't know if that means layoff, if it means furloughs, if that means pay cuts, if what does it mean? Um,
Anything,
yep, yep. So I got to stay in the know, even if it's not going to impact me right now. I got to stay in the know what the state is saying right now.
That is so good. I mean, I don't even know if you realized it, but you just gave us another nugget,
Yay.
especially as an HR professional, which is you have to stay in the know. I can't tell you how many, and I talk about this on our team Monday meetings about the differences between good or great. And you might remember some of those discussions
Absolutely.
that I've had. But I feel like, to be a good HR professional, you do what you're told to do, right? You just do, nothing wrong with that. But if you're great and you really, aspire to be excellent, then you go beyond. So no one's is forcing you to be on this call, but you know that you need to be in the know. So I think
Exactly.
that's a great example. That's why I roll with you. Okay.
Oh, Hennither, thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. But you gave us some really great stuff. Another thing that I love that you said is that you're working full time, and you found a full time job, and then you still have your HR company. You still have creative HR on the side, and there's
Absolutely.
absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think we are in society right now, especially if you are one that maybe follows social media. There's this trend, okay? This trend to be a boss, be a
Yeah,
entrepreneur, and I don't believe everybody is called for it
absolutely.
in every capacity, if that makes any sense.
No, it
so
makes perfect sense.
so
Yeah.
what are some of the things that you could maybe some tips that you can maybe provide to those HRpreneurs that are watching, that are working full time but so hesitant to start their own HR company
Mhm.
on the side, because like, wait a minute, do I have the time? Or,
Sure.
how do I even start? What are some tips that you can maybe give to those individuals?
Sure. Well, I think one is start to link with companies already established by us, and then we got to keep promoting us, be it in AAA HR, be it Career Image. Start to make those networks our primary networks. We're looking for the ways to support one another, and by having our new up and coming folks to be with us, and sometimes you don't feel what you aren't specifically moving into something until you just happen to be in the moment.
Yeah.
So, if I love the fact that we have Zoom meetings from an NAAA HR perspective. At some point we'll just be talking, and it's like, oh my God, we just thought of that, or we thought of something else.
Yes.
So um, I'm going back to the networking, but I'm saying still broaden it and stay as best you can seeking those opportunities within our African American HR organizations and supporting us as we're trying to support you, exactly what you're doing right now, Hennither, which I'm so excited about.
Awesome. Look, thank you for the plug. Promise you, I did not pay her for that. But I'm
But it's
currently
true.
I'm currently the president of NAAHR. So for those of you that are watching, for the Baltimore chapter, and for those of you that are wondering what that is, if you've never heard of it, it's the National Association for African Americans in Human Resources, and the associations they span all over the world. So
Mhm.
definitely want to go and check them out. If you happen to be, though, I'm just going to do a quick plug. You happen to be in the greater Baltimore area, please check us out. Again, go to NAAHRBalt.org. So I'm so glad that you shared that. Again, that networking, who you know, but I think you took it a step further, and what you shared with the HRpreneurs that are maybe just starting, they have a full-time job, wanting to start something on the side, have a part-time business, is that collaboration. And what you said was collaborating with people that are already established.
Exactly, exactly.
That's so key, because that's something that I did not have when I first got started. And I mean, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, because now I'm able to teach other people. But by not having that, or by having that, rather, that by having that person that you can collaborate with, it just sheds years of the learning curve off of you,
Exactly.
because they already have people that I have to right now. I just got a major hospital that reached out to me. There's no way that I'm going to be able to do it by myself. I'm going to have to
There you
reach
go.
back and see who's in my network,
There you go.
so
There you go.
definitely that's a really, really good way. So as we close our interview today, I just wanted to maybe hear some exciting, what would you say is maybe one of the most exciting things that you've been able to do with creative HR?
Well, actually, it's transitioning some of those skills to to really put them back into my current position. So, I think one thing we had talked about is, what are some of those up and coming topics that we see are hot for HR consultants? And I just, obviously there's so many out there, you don't even have to look real hard, but, our pandemic, teleworking, um, and just everything going on from a social injustice perspective right now in the world, not just in the nation, in the world. Well, those skills, time management, change management, and crisis management. Those kinds of skills that you have in your current position translate directly into what we're going through now between the pandemic and social injustice issues within not just the workplace, but again, in the world. Diversity and inclusion, it kind of died off for a little bit, but it's actually kicked back up with the LGBTQ civil rights legislation. So, and from a skill set, those are more EEO training opportunities. Going back to social injustice, racial sensitivity training, those are things that we as consultants can be offering to others who, maybe don't have a training department or, a group that can follow this. But what I say to you is, follow the news. Follow the news. I don't think I have a day where MSNBC isn't on the TV somewhere in this house 24/7.
Yep.
And when you follow the news, challenge yourself to say, so what can I do as an HR person?
Ooh, you are speaking my language.
So it's because the opportunities are out there.
Yes.
So you just have to look at what's happening in the world, and there's so much to do.
So much. Yeah. So much. You hit it on the nail.
Mm-hmm. And we've got the opportunities now. We've got the ear differently than we've had in the past. People speaking the word social injustice and agreeing that institutional racism does exist. People were trying to kick that stuff under the rug for so long. And now that's all you hear. It's like, oh, okay, now y'all know. Okay, now y'all get woke. So okay, so we'll take advantage of the fact that you are woke. And we as HR professionals need to take advantage of that as well.
Absolutely. If you have a seat at the table, you have an obligation to use your voice, period.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it, love it, love it. And I love what you just shared, because that's definitely, if you're listening, if you have ears, I hope that you are hearing, because what was just shared are some really good areas of opportunity for you, whether you are working at your job or you desire to start your own business, or you're working in those keywords that she just mentioned. I'm telling you, I did something not recently, and I said, if you don't have D&I, diversity and inclusion, as part of your core services as an HRpreneur, you better put it on there. Or collaborate with somebody, because it is hot. I've gotten so many requests for it in the last week. It is,
and you'll continue.
And you will continue. And it's not like it, it definitely, I agree with you, it died down. But I had some companies that were, still kind of trickling, but I'm telling you, you have to have it. So thank you for those gems. Thank you for those nuggets. And again, I hope you all are listening. So where can they find more information about you besides our website?
Well, absolutely. So definitely go to Career Image, because you'll see my smiling face as well. But my existing website is www.qualityhrservices.com. Again, that's www.qualityhrservices, all one word, .com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, thank you so much, Leda. Is there anything else that you wanted to, maybe any closing takeaways for us before I close out?
Just to thank you, and I can't stop saying Reggie's name too, because you two are just like, two sides of that same coin. It's the one coin and one flip, and so you all stay blessed with what you're doing. Thank you for pulling me in and making me a part of your organization, and I'm just very appreciative. And I hope we can help our HRpreneurs grow and develop.
Yes, thank you so much. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you want more information about what we're doing in the HRpreneur community, you're looking to start your HR business, you're like, hey, I have these HR skills. I don't know what to do with it. How can I turn it into a profitable business? I am your girl. So make sure you reach out to kingdomhr.biz. Thank you so much. Don't forget to command your day.